I was in Bill Ricker House of Corrections today talking to the fellas in there. And there was some mothers who had came through, all of whom had lost their sons, right? All their sons have been murdered. So they come in and they talking to the young men, and like I'm looking around, I can detect like some of these brothers think this doesn't relate to them, right? They're not upstate. Some of them ain't even served. They're not even sentenced yet. Some of them are sentenced. They only got a few months. They're like, yo, I ain't kill nobody. Like, I'm not here for that. Like, this don't relate to me, right? So I had to interject and I had to tell them, like, some of y'all might not think this relates to you, but like, if you're in that life, like, you are within the realm of possibility, right? Like, that this could happen to you.
Yeah.
Right? You might just be thinking you getting money or whatever, but like, I ain't never shot nobody until I shot somebody. I ain't never been beat up by police until I got beat up by police. I ain't never been robbed or shot at but I'm within that realm.
Yeah.
Right? When somebody rob you at gunpoint, take all your, like, that's gonna change you.
Yeah.
Right? So, and when it changed you, now it's like, now you have the capacity to do the thing that you weren't even thinking about minutes before that. Right? So I had to let, like, yo, you are within that realm. And you only one experience from everything changing for you. So I say all that to say, I had to tell him, like, yo, it started when, like I said, I'm thinking I'm just getting money and I'm not trying to hurt nobody and I'm just whatever. But I'm like, yo, you can't be in that realm. Like, I had to make objects of these people with these habits. You're not a person. You just an object, and you helping me facilitate this thing. But actually, I had to objectify myself.
What do you mean?
One can't be, so like you were talking about with the veteran, right?
Yeah.
There is no room for empathy when you're in survival mode. That's why I can switch that thing off that would cause me to look at you like a human, like, God, what did I just do? That part's not on. That's not operating. I'm in survival mode.
Okay.
Right? I can't think about the harm that I'm causing you when I'm trying to keep the same thing that I just did to you from happening to me.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I'm selling drugs, it's like I know I could die, get robbed, go to jail, I have to make an object out of I'm objectifying myself. I'm putting a price on my life, liberty, and limb.
Yeah, and I think even in that empathy, you're removing empathy for yourself as well in that equation.
I explained to my mother one time, I'm like, yo, mommy, why you think, like, this is why I'm still locked up. I'm like, mommy, why you think I was like navigating and moving the way I was?
Yeah.
And she was like, she's like, honestly, I thought you just had like a chemical imbalance. I didn't know what the hell was going on with you.
On some, like, she thought you was just fucked up.
That's it. Because she couldn't figure out, like, yo, what is wrong with this child, man? So, but I had to tell her, I'm like, yo, mommy, like, there was definitely like some self-esteem stuff going on. She's like, nah, that wasn't you. Like, you have a high regard for yourself. So I'm like, all right. She didn't want to hear that.
Yeah,
what mother wants to hear that, yo, I raised this boy
that
don't have no regard for himself and he's just like desperately searching, and she personalized that.
No, I know what you mean.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, mommy, so let me tell me, like, if these are the actions of someone who like really values themselves.
Yeah. On some look at the actions. You know, a person says a lot with their actions more than their words type of thing. You know what I mean?
Everything I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, moment-to-moment basis, I'm putting my life and people I love's lives at jeopardy.
Yeah.
And that's just the order of the day.
Damn.
Right? So I say all that to bring it back. Like, we talking about perpetrators' trauma. We talking about, like, what does it mean to recover from that? What does it mean to be on the other side of that? Right?
Yeah.
And live a meaningful life that also honors all the pain that you've inflicted. Right? I don't get to just say, like, yo, I'm gonna live my life and that stuff's it's not in the past. My life is still, my life is still centered around all the bullshit I done did.
Yeah.
I have a life sentence. I can go back to jail. If I violate, I'm back, like, they'll have me in booking by nightfall.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, I don't get to remove myself from that.
Yeah.
So now I'm just at a point where it's like, all right, and I accept that, right? Because, like I said, there's a point where I didn't care, and I think that I'm coming out of the point where it's like I might have cared a little too much, right? Not about like the life I took, but everything else around that. Like I just don't want to hurt anybody for any reason, under any circumstances, on any level, right? So now what that caused was like a compromising of my own boundaries.
Okay, I was gonna ask that. Okay.
Right? Like I have, because I don't want to hurt you, like I'm gonna be like, yo, like, all right, like you good? Like and my boundaries is just like eroding, and I'm just, so now I'm subjecting myself to all manner of just weird shit, right? So
weird shit.
So now I'm like finding the balance. It's like, yo, like some people just don't understand some shit, right?
Yeah.
So their lack of understanding is gonna cut, like their feelings gonna be hurt, but it's not because I was a jerk.
Yeah.
Right? You just might not understand. We might not just understand each other. You might be confused, or you might be offended by, I don't know, some shit you dealing with. But and this is not to say I'm like above reproach, like I can't be wrong. Right? But I'm very, like I said, there's a level of paranoia, brother, where it's like,
well,
yeah.
Okay. And it's paranoia around not the kind of somebody's out to get you paranoia, but just the hurting other people paranoia.
Hurting people and understanding. I'm trying to speak to the thing without. There's a traumatic situation, right, that I suffered, and I don't want to go into the whole story. But I might, just to provide context. But I'm trying not to. So
you can keep it as limited as you want. You know what I mean?
All right. So there was somebody who I hurt. Right? Emotion.
Hoping over time I can heal myself. Now over time I just hurt myself, so I just, oh my,